Om Sri Sai Ram. In the previous session, we have studied about how to form differential equations by eliminating constants by finding derivatives. Toward the end of the session, we have discussed about the first type of differential equations, which is called variable separable type. So, what is this particular type? In this, we separate the variables x component separately, y component separately if it consists y and x, and then integrate both sides and then get the answer. We have solved few problems yesterday and we will continue to do the fourth exercise problems today. We are not learning anything new, just that we are going to take up some difficult problems. Okay. So, let us begin with the next problem of the exercise, y log y dx minus x dy equal to 0. So, take minus x dy that side, you have x dy. What is our objective? Our objective is to separate the variables. So, what we do is get x this side, take this to that side. So, you get dx by x equal to dy by y log y. We have separated the variables. After separating the variables, what is the next task? The next task is to integrate both sides. So, integrate both sides. As far as left hand side is concerned, it is a very simple function. Integral of 1 by x is log x. So, this is log x. Now, to integrate this, we make small substitution. What is the substitution we make? We say put log y equal to t. So, differentiate both sides, you get 1 by y dy equal to dt. So, what happened? This got changed into integral of dy by y became dt and log y we have taken as t. Integrate that also because it is a similar function. So, you have log x equal to log t. You can in fact substitute back the t value, that is log y plus constant of integration. For your convenience sake, constant can be taken anything and we are right now taking it as log c. So, what happens? These two can be clubbed together and we can say that x is equal to log m plus log n is log mn. So, it is c log y. You can leave this itself as answer or you can get this c as denominator equal to log y, or this same thing can be written as y is equal to e to the power x by c. Sometimes c in denominator 1 by c can also be taken as constant because just a constant, we do not know what is its value. So, whether it is c or 1 by c does not matter. So, in some books they also write it as e to the power xc. Okay, do not go for the value of c as a particular thing. Okay. So, this is how this problem can be solved. We move on to the next problem, ninth one. What is the objective? To separate the variable, and is so very simple. This can be written as dy equal to sin inverse x dx. Integrate. How do you integrate inverse trigonometric functions? Whenever there is an inverse trigonometric function, the method is take that function into 1. That is, we can take it as sin inverse x into 1. dy is equal to sin inverse x into 1 dx, because we do not have direct formula for sin inverse x. So, which one to be taken first function? If we are taking it as product, go back to that formula I late. So, what it says, before inverse trigonometric function comes first. So, this will be taken as first function, one will be taken as second function, and apply product formula. What is the product formula? First function, that is sin inverse x, integral of second, that is 1 dx, minus integral of d dx of sin inverse x, d dx of sin inverse x into integral of 1 dx. Let us simplify it. So, what is that you get? Sin inverse x, integral of 1 dx is x. So, you get x sin inverse x minus integral of, what is derivative of sin inverse x? 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square. What is integral of 1 dx? It is x. So, it is into x dx. So, first part is being done, now we have to do the second part. So, how do you proceed? You take 1 minus x square equal to t, you get minus 2x dx equal to dt. What we have is x dx. So, we can say that x dx equal to dt upon minus equal to minus dt upon 2. Make that substitution here. So, you have x sin inverse x minus integral of x dx became minus dt by 2, minus of minus it will become plus 1 by 2 dt by under root of t. What is integral of 1 by root t? This will become x sin inverse x. We are trying to integrate this, so it will be 1 by 2. 1 by root t can be written as t to the power minus half. And what is integral of t to the power minus half? T to the power half by half plus c. These two will get cancelled. So, what is that we are getting as answer? We are getting as x sin inverse x. This all get cancelled. T to the power half. What is t? 1 minus x square. So, it is plus under root of 1 minus x square plus c. This is y. This is the answer. Y is equal to x sin inverse x. The integral of this is, we have simplified it 1 by 2 t to the power minus half. So, it became t to the power half by half and we wrote it. We will move to the next problem. Yes, you can see that the problem is big. Not only that, till now we are finding general solution. What do you mean by that? Toward the end you can see that we had a plus c. As long as there is plus c, we call it general solution. Now onwards he wants us to find out a particular solution. What do you mean by particular solution? By finding the value of c, substitute, means eliminate c by substituting its value. So, we have few more steps toward the end. As we were ending till now, we had plus c. Now, we need to find the value of c and substitute. So, few more steps will get added, but even before that you can see the function is quite a big one. But all said and done, variables can be separated without much difficulty. How? For example, this can be written as, we can say dy is equal to 2x square plus x upon, this whole thing will come into denominator. Can we factorize it? It's very simple. Take x square common, you get x plus 1, x plus 1. So, this is nothing but x square plus 1 into x plus 1 dx. We can directly go for integration, but look at this function, quite a big function it is. How do we integrate such functions? Go back to the methods of integration. What was the method? Here is a fraction which has got a quadratic factor as well as linear factor in denominator. So, what do we do? By using the partial fractions, we separate them so that we are able to integrate. So, how do you do that? Just take it separately, that is 2x square plus x upon x square plus 1 and x plus 1 can be written as ax plus b, because it is quadratic, plus c upon x plus 1 because it is linear. Whenever there is a quadratic factor, we take it as ax plus b. So, ax plus b by x square plus 1 upon c upon x plus 1. Proceed. Take LCM and cancel the denominator. You are going to get 2x square plus x equal to, this will get multiplied. You will have ax plus b into x plus 1 plus x square plus 1 into c. Our objective is to find the values of a, b and c. How do you find the values of a, b and c? It's very simple. First thing which you can do is put x equal to minus 1. If you put x equal to minus 1, what is happening? Minus 1 square is 1, 2 into 1 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1 equal to, this whole thing will become 0 because of this factor, because minus 1 plus 1 will be 0, so this will become 0. Substitute minus 1 here, minus 1 square is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, so it is 2c. Hence, c is equal to 1 by 2. So, one value we got it. How to get other values? You cannot substitute anything else which can make it 0. Any value can be substituted, but it will not make it 0. So, the easier way is equating the coefficients of x square, x and constant. That is the procedure. What is the procedure? Equating the coefficients of x square comma x and constant means what? Both sides, whatever is the coefficient, what is the highest degree term? X square. So, what is it here? It is 2 in the left side. Right side, ax square into a will give you x square. So, it is a, cx square. So, plus c. Since you already found out c equal to half, if you substitute, you will get a equal to 3 by 2. A equal to 3 by 2, because c is half, 2 minus half is 3 by 2. Similarly, equating the coefficient of x. If you equate the coefficient of x in the left hand side, it is 1, other side ax into 1 is a, b plus b, because ax into 1 is ax, so you will get a, bx, so you get b, and here there is no x. There is no x there, so this much. Since you already found out a equal to 3 by 2, substitute here, you get b equal to minus half. So, in this way what we did? We have found the values of a, b and c. How did we find? One, by making this bracket 0 by substituting x equal to minus 1. and then by equating the coefficients of x square terms and x terms from either side. So, we got the values of a, b, c. So, this fraction now can be written as, see this fraction and this are same, that can be written as, by substituting the values of a, b, c, this can be written as ax plus b. What is a? It is 3 by 2 x plus b. B is how much? Minus half upon x square plus 1, then plus c. What is c? It is half c is half, so 1 by 2 upon x plus 1 dx. We have separated them. Now we have to simplify further so that it can be integrated. So what is that you can do? We can say this can be written as 3 by 2 out x upon x square plus 1. This is 1. Then this can also be written as minus 1 by 2 dx, and we can say it is dx upon 1 plus x square or x square plus 1, one and the same. And then we have plus 1 by 2 dx upon 1 plus x. This is dy. The simplification is ax plus b. A is 3 by 2 x plus b. B is minus half. So, we wrote 3 by 2 x upon this minus 1 by 2 dx upon 1 plus x square, then 1 by 2 dx upon x plus 1. Now integrate both sides. How to integrate? As far as the last one is concerned, is a very simple one. What is it? It is log 1 plus x. Next one is also, middle one is also very simple. Dx upon 1 plus x square is nothing but tan inverse x. The only thing is, this is the term. So, for this what we will do is, we will take denominator x square plus 1 as t. So, what happens? Put x square plus 1 equal to t, you get 2x dx equal to dt. We already have x dx. So, it is basically dt by 2. So, it will become 3 by 4 integral of x dx became dt by t. This 2 you can directly write off, minus 1 by 2 tan inverse x. This also you can directly write 1 by 2 log 1 plus x plus c. This is also now simple because we have simplified it. This is nothing but log t, and substitute back what is t. Since you have understood that particular part, we will do the remaining part there. Let us do the remaining part here. So, what is that we get? 3 by 4 log t. What was t? 1 plus x square minus 1 by 2 tan inverse x plus 1 by 2 log 1 plus x plus c. This is the value of y, okay, because integral of dy is y. Now, before we proceed, what you can try doing is, you can club these two terms because both are log terms. How do you club them? How do you do that? Multiply this with numerator and denominator with 2, so that that will become 1 by 4. This is already 3 by 4. This can be written as 1 by 4 log 1 plus x square cube. And if you multiply this with 2 and divide by 2, the 2 can be taken together and we can write it as 1 plus x whole square. 1 by 4 is already there, minus 1 by 2 tan inverse x plus c. If it was general solution, if the problem was of general solution, this could be the answer. But he is asking us to find out particular solution. How to find out particular solution? For that, read the question. What does he say? Y equal to 1 when x equal to 0. So, substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to 1 to know what is c. Wherever y comes, write 1. So, we can say this y can be taken inside, 1 equal to 1 by 4 log, in place of x what we have to write? 0. So, this will automatically become 0. Y, actually it will become 1 because x will become 0, 1 into 1. We can say it is log x became 0, so it is log 1. This also became 0, so it is 1. So, it is basically log 1 minus 1 by 2 tan inverse 0 plus c. What is tan inverse 0? Is 0. What is log 1? Is 0. So, what is the value of c? We can say 1 equal to c. So, the final answer is y equal to 3 by 4 log, sorry, because we have simplified it, we will not again go back to that. This is the simplified form, 1 by 4 log 1 plus x square cube into 1 plus x whole square minus 1 by 2 tan inverse x plus c. What is c? 1. So, this is the answer. Little bigger problem, but all said and done, there is no difference in the procedure if you are good in integration. If you have learned various methods of integrations well, then there should not be any big problem. So, this is how we solve these problems. Let us move further. Yes, this is a very interesting problem, very different than all the problems which we have solved. How it is different and why? Because he has given cos dy by dx is a is nothing but constant. So, our objective is to separate the variables, but even to separate the variable there should not be cos. So, what you do is take cos that side, it will become dy by dx equal to cos inverse a. When cos goes from this side to that side, it will become cos inverse a. Now, separate, this can be written as dy equal to cos inverse a into dx. Variables are separate, so you can integrate. Cos inverse a is nothing but a constant. So, this is y is equal to cos inverse a, integral of dx is x plus c. What is our objective? Our objective is to find particular solution. How do you find particular solution? By finding out the value of constant. How to find the value of constant? Substitute x and y values. What are the values? 0 and 2. So, substitute x is 0, y is 2. So, this can be written as 2 equal to cos inverse a into 0 plus c. So, this became 0, we can say that 2 is equal to c. Substitute this value in this particular equation. So, we can say y equal to cos inverse a into x plus 2. This can be written in so many different ways. You can leave it as it is, but if you wish, you can also write it as get 2 this side, it will become y minus 2. Get x also this side, it will become by x equal to cos inverse a. And if you go back to the original form, get off cos inverse this side again. So, you get cos of y minus 2 by x is equal to A. This is the solution. We will move to the next problem. Slowly we are coming to the application of these differential equations in solving day-to-day problems. Now, let us see the first application problem. He says find the equation of a curve passing through the point 0, 0 and whose differential equation is this. What do you mean by y dash? Y dash is nothing but dy by dx. So, the given equation is dy by dx equal to e to the power x sin x. What do? We separate the variables. You can see variables are already separate. Take dx that side. So, you get dy is equal to e to the power x sin x dx. Since they are separate, you can integrate. Now, the question comes how to integrate e to the power x into sin x. Go back to your original formula I late. What kind of functions we have? We have one trigonometric function, one exponential function. This is trigonometric function, this is exponential. Trigonometric comes before we take sin x as first function, e to the power x as second function, and then apply the product formula. So, what is the formula? First function integral of second. What is integral of e to the power x? First function is sin x. Integral of second, e to the power x integral or derivative both are same. First function integral of second minus integral of d dx of first, derivative of sin x is cos x, integral of second is e to the power x dx. We started with e to the power x sin x, in the process we got e to the power x cos x. So, how do you deal with it? Integral of dy is y equal to e to the power x into sin x. Follow the same procedure which you followed here, that is take cos x as first function, e to the power x as second function and integrate. So, what do you get? Minus in brackets first function cos x, integral of second minus integral of d dx of first. d dx of first is d dx of cos x which is sin x. So, it will become sin x e to the power x dx. Very interesting. Why it is interesting? Because we started with e to the power x sin x integral and once again we got of e to the power x sin x, but with negative sign. And what is it? It is nothing but y. So, this whole thing is nothing but y. So, if you bring minus y this side, it will become 2y. 2y equal to e to the power x sin x minus cos x plus c. What is the objective now? He says this particular curve is passing through origin. If it is passing through origin, substitute the coordinates x equal to 0, y equal to 0 so that you will know what is c. So, substitute y is 0, so the left hand side is 0 equal to e to the power 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1. So, minus 1 plus c. So, 1 into minus 1 is minus 1, this will give you c equal to 1. So, write the final answer, hence y is equal to, take to other side, it will become 1 by 2 e to the power x sin x minus cos x plus 1, because this is the equation of the curve which we are talking about. Okay? This is how we solve the problems. We will move to the next problem. He says find the equation of a curve passing through a point 0 comma minus 2, given that, see the 0 comma minus 2, that part we take it toward the end in order to find the value of constant. Till that time we have nothing to do with that point. Okay. Now first thing is we have to form the equation, then we solve the equation, then we find the value of constant. Okay. How to form equation? He has given information. What is it? He says, given that at any point xy on the curve, product of the slope of its tangent. What is slope of tangent? Slope of tangent is nothing but dy by dx. Okay. So the slope of the tangent and y coordinate, product of these two means what? It is more like dy by dx. Remember, at the point xy he is telling. So what is its y coordinate? Is y. He says, given that at any point xy on the curve, product of the slope of its tangent, that is dy by dx into y of the point is equal to its x coordinate. So simple. So take dx that side so that variables will get separated and you have y dy equal to x dx. Integrate because they got separated. So you get y square by 2 equal to x square by 2 plus c. Our objective is to know what is c. Now go back to that point. He says the curve is passing through 0 comma minus 2. So substitute x equal to 0 and y equal to minus 2. Minus 2 square is 4, 4 by 2 equal to x is how much? 0. So 0 by 2 plus c. In other words, we can say c is equal to 2. So substitute back. Hence y square by 2 equal to x square by 2. What is the value of c? It is 2. Multiply whole thing with 2, you get y square equal to x square plus 4. This is the answer. Even though the problem was appearing to be too big, but it is so very simple. Now, question connected to banking. What is the question? Again remember, whenever we are doing a problem on banking, you have to recollect the simple banking thing which you have studied about simple interest, compound interest, etc. So let us see this problem. In a bank, principal increases continuously at the rate of 5% per year. Okay. An amount of 1000 is deposited with this bank. How much will it be worth after 10 years? Actually, this kind of problems you have solved. He says in how many years it becomes double and things like that. But there he gives you rate. Here also he has given you rate. But what way it is different? Why we are doing it here? Because he says the principal is increasing continuously. We know that whenever we deposit money in a bank, interest gets added and the principal increases at certain point of time. Let us say after 1 year, whatever principal we deposited with interest, we call it amount after 1 year. After 2 years, some more interest will get added. So here the relation is, in a bank the principal increases continuously at the rate of 5% per year. 5% of what? 5% of principal itself. If you consider principal as P, according to him, the rate of change of principal is 5% of P itself. Okay. So the equation is like this, it is dP by dt 5%, so 5 by 100 of P. Principal is changing with respect to time. What way? 5% of principal itself, so 5 by 100 of P. So separate the variables, get that P this side, 5 by, this will become 1 by 20 and you will have dP by P equal to 1 by 20 dt. Since variables got separated, you can directly integrate. We get log P equal to 1 by 20 T plus C. Our objective is to find out C. How to find the C? He says assume that the initial principal is 1000 rupees. When T is 0. When T is 0, initially, when time is 0, P is equal to 1000. So substitute this, you will get log 1000 equal to 1 by 20 into 0 plus c. In other words, we can say c is equal to log 1000. Substitute the value. Substitute the value, you will get here log p equal to 1 by 20 into t plus log 1000. Okay. So, get that to this side, it will become log p by 1000 equal to, he says after 10 years, so time is how much? 10 years. So, 10 by 20 is 1 by 2. Shift this log to that side, it will become e to the power half. What is e to the power half? E to the power 0.5. So, we can say p by 1000 equal to e to the power 0.5, and he has given the value of e to the power 0.5. So, substitute that and take 1000 that side. So, you get p equal to 1000 into 1.648. Multiply both, you get the answer 1648. So, if you deposit 1000 rupees in a bank, in 10 years time it becomes 1648 rupees. So, in this particular way, the knowledge of differential equation can also be used for banking. Previous problem we have seen how it can be used for mensuration. Okay. So, let us come to the last part of the problems, just the last problem, very simple one. In fact, it is a multiple choice question. He says find the general solution of this equation. How do you find general solution? Very simple, it can be written as dy by dx equal to e to the power x plus y, can be written as e to the power x into e to the power y. Separate the variables. So, what you do, take dx that side, bring that this side, you will get e to the power minus y dy equal to e to the power x dx. Integrate both sides, e to the power minus y dy. So, how do you integrate? If it is e to the power y, we write e to the power y. For minus, it will be minus e to the power minus y equal to e to the power x plus c. Take this to that side. Okay. So, it can be written as e to the power x plus e to the power minus y plus c equal to 0. So, this is the general solution. You can keep c this side, you can keep c that side, does not matter. If you wish, you can also write it as e to the power x plus e to the power minus y equal to c. Both are correct, both way you can take it. So, in this particular manner, the first type of differential equations, which are called variable separable type, can be solved, can be used in various situations. So, with this we come to a close of this particular session, and in the next session we are going to take up the second type of differential equation, which are known as homogeneous equations. Okay? Thank you. With this we come to a close. Sai Ram.